Well, hello to you beautiful people. Welcome back with another segment with Bulldog here. I am Bulldog 917, the host with the most, coming to you live from my car. And wow, I know it's been a while since I've streamed, and I've been getting people's curiosity up as to what has happened to poor Bulldog. Well, yeah, I just kind of took a break for a while, folks. I'm going to wait till there's more people that join the room here. Maybe we'll get a good chat on here. Maybe we'll give a little bit of a explanation as to my drop off from the face of the earth here, as to a little bit as to what's going on. So I notice there's 3 people in the room at the moment. Welcome, welcome. It's like they say, take a dip in the pool. The water's fine, fellas. The water is fine. Well, I guess a lot of you guys really did miss me. I've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of, people saying that they've missed my streams and stuff. And I do appreciate it. I appreciate every bit of what you guys do. I do miss coming in on my streams and stuff like that. Jordan Yan, hey brother, how you doing? Flower Goddess, hey girl, what's up? It's good to see you again. But yeah, I'll give a little bit of a backstory as to what's going on, as to why it is that I'm not streaming. Hopefully things will go okay. I'm hoping that it will. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm still trying to grasp the concept of this whole ordeal of having type 2 diabetes. I'm kind of struggling with that a little bit. Missed you. Glad you're streaming. Matthew Flock. Hey, Bulldog from Australia. Hey, brother. It's good to see you again. Well, what did I do there? I don't know how or why that happened. Ah, Sonic the Legend. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. It's got a little bit of ups and downs with this thing here with diabetes, but I'll get there. Sorry to hear that. Oh, it's no problem. I'm getting there. Type 2 diabetes is it's an easy thing to get over. It's okay. As you guys know, I gave up on. I don't, do sugar anymore. I completely cut that out. Hey, Flower, do you remember that time I did that whole ordeal with the donut thing? I come to think about that, that should have been a hell of a good sign for me. Because if you remember, when I did that, I got really sick. Remember? I mean, it was some good, funny, comical shit. It was, but yeah, I got really sick off that. But then again, who knew the next year go by I was gonna be diagnosed as being diabetic? Had no clue of that. I guess the yoke was on me. Well, anyways, we got enough people in the room here. Let's see here. Ooh, we got 7 people. Okay, well, anyways, one of the main reasons why I stopped streaming, okay, as you guys know, a while back, I had an incident back in 2021. Actually, it was on 8/1/2021, where I had that problem with that coworker that I went to go relieve, and she created this scenario of of an incident to where she ended up contacting the police, and I ended up getting arrested and all that kind of ordeal. Well, you know, I wish her well. I hope that whatever it is she's doing in life, she's doing well at it, or whatever it is that she's doing. But she's trying to stick to the story that I hit her with my car, and things got ugly to the point that um, she went after our company. Our company shot her down. They brought an investigator out who investigated the film to know that I didn't do anything of the sort, and it shut her down from collecting anything from our company, and she got terminated. Um, so basically what's going on here is now she's going after my automobile insurance. She wants to try and collect for me. So my insurance company has retained an attorney for me, and I talked with this attorney. Seems like a nice guy and everything. And I think I got some wires crossed a little bit here. I'm going to find out a little bit more this week because he was supposed to send me an address that I can send a flash drive that has all the footage on it. And I haven't heard no hair, no hide from him. So I guess come Monday, I'm gonna try and do that. But um, D'Angelo, hey, how you doing, brother? Good morning to you. I'm hoping to do well. Well, anyways, I've been kind of keeping this stuff off of social media. You know, when I got out of jail, as you guys know, as a matter of fact, I think I even streamed it. This individual's mother was stalking me for a while. She was staying up on my post, and my company didn't want to do anything about it. They didn't want to extirpate the matter, or to, you know, just in general, didn't want to do anything about it. It's in our handbook that says that once you're completed a shift, you're not supposed to remain on the property. You're supposed to leave. You're supposed to leave it. And I think I streamed that one night, that I live streamed it, where she was staying over in the parking lot all night long, and she was doing that for a while. Um, and so anyway, they finally gotten it to where we weren't interacting. There was no more contact with her because I told them I didn't want any contact with her. Um, and well, anyway, This is crazy. It's crazy, but we got to see how this goes out. If I'm not mistaken, and like I said, I could be mistaken, so don't quote my words on it, but I think this attorney was mentioning something about some of these cases going to a thing called arbitration. And I'm not going to let that happen because arbitration's not necessarily a good thing. Arbitration, if somebody feels like they got to do something like that, it keeps it out of the public's eye. And that's concerning to me because given the circumstances of what's going on with this situation and the way this person is, I can't see hiding this from the public. You know, good morning, bro. Hey, brother, how you doing, Carmob? So there's got to be a reason as to why they want to keep it private. If I'm reading that attorney correctly, because like I said, I want to touch bases with them again to find out exactly what it is they want to do. Because if they're looking to push this thing into arbitration, I'm going to say no, because I don't agree to something like this. Because as you guys saw that footage that I put up on the thing, the statement that she gave to the police officer, not one bit of that statement depicts anything that's on that recording. That's on the the cameras, what the camera showed. Good morning, Bridget Ward. How you doing, hon? It's been a while since I've seen you. Now, the only reason why I'm kind of deplicking a little bit because, as far as, because I'm not going to put out this person's name or anything like that, or her way of life, or what the deal is that she's trying to accomplish in life. That's not for me to do, and I don't want to be, how do you want to say it, doxing her or anything like that. So I don't want to get into too much personal things of her. Well, I can honestly say, and that's another thing. I think her mother's been watching my YouTube channel and stuff like that because she made a comment to me about it. You still running your YouTube channel? So I don't want to put anything out there that she can go give to her attorney. I know she's probably going to look at that and go, why are you calling her when she's a he? Well, you guys can do the math off of that one to figure that one out. But more or less, the individual in question wants to stick by her story that I literally struck her with my car, because in her own statement it says that I aimed my vehicle toward her, not away from her like the video shows. And then she proclaims that I literally struck her. She went up on the hood of my car and had to roll off, and she fell to the ground, which the video, again, does not depict that in any way, shape, or form. My own insurance adjuster was making me feel a little concerned because she was trying to say that my car made contact with her hand, which, again, no. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, look, the lady's made a complete statement stating that I aimed it toward her and that I literally struck her. And in the beginning part of her statement, she said she tried to accost me at my driver's side door. And that video doesn't show her doing anything like that of the sort. She just bolted right in front of my car. And then when she did it, she made a gesture like she was pulling something out of her waistband, like she was drawing a weapon on me. Being told that was at nighttime, I couldn't depict what was in her hand. But it was enough to put the fear of God in me to know that she was taking an aggressive action. Um, I don't know why she felt that running in front of my car was the best option for her. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. See, me and this girl, we had a little bit of history. A few weeks prior to all of that, she had gotten removed from that site because of her inappropriate behavior toward me. Made no sense of why, well, a long story short, this girl had issues with getting along with folks on other sites, and so she's been kicked off of other sites due to her attitude toward folks. And it was no different for me. She copped an attitude one night because I felt concerned to the guard that was normally there during the week. I went up to go relieve her and found that she wasn't there. It was this person, this guy-like person, which I thought literally she was a guy. She looked like a guy. She handled herself like a guy. And how was I to know? I didn't know she was one of them kind of people, a transgender type person. I'll just put it out there, But she said some very derogatory things to me that wasn't appropriate. It wasn't appropriate at all. I called the supervisor. I had a supervisor come out, talked with them. They went over the footage in the lobby of what happened between her and I, or him and I, or whatever you want to label it. And one of the statements that she made to me was so derogatory, they had to take action. Either they were going to need to remove her from that site or they were going to remove me. Because of the statement that she made me, that she told me, relayed to me, triggered me. And it was very vulgar, very inappropriate, and pretty messed up to do to anybody. Well, they found that it would be in their best interest to post her somewhere else. So they took and removed her from the schedule. And for a few weeks, she wasn't there. Well, our scheduling manager didn't like that. And so they put her back on the schedule and had her working there over the weekends again. So I had told the supervisor, I said, listen, I don't want to cause any kind of problem. I don't want any issues. I don't want to say anything or do anything, as far as talking to her. Didn't want anything to do with her. So when it came to a shift change, I'd go in. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just wait for her to clock out, because we clock out by a phone. And then they give you the phone, then you log in and whatever, do your shift change kind of thing. It's not a healthy environment. It's not a healthy way of doing things, because honestly, when you do a shift change, you're supposed to be able to do pass downs and stuff like that. Because not only did I not say anything to her, but she didn't say anything to me, which to me was fine. The next week goes by, I go up to relieve her, and I see that she's standing across, at the front desk. Instead of clicking me in, to buzz me in the door, the lady's on her phone doing something. She looks up at me. She looks me dead in the face and then looks back down at her phone, and it leaves me just standing there at the door. She doesn't make any notion like she's going to buzz me in or nothing. So I gave a second rap on the door. After 30 seconds or so goes by, and she looks up at me, and then looks back down and just does nothing, just stands there. So I figured, okay, the hell with it. Go back to my car, sit in my car, and wait for her to do whatever it is she's doing. Well, she gets done with whatever it was she was doing, and she opens up the door and waves me on like the come on up kind of ordeal. So I get out of my car, I go on up, and she gives me the phone. I log in. She's left the building. She's going home. No big deal. The next week goes by. Now, mind you, I want to point it out here because I could show the video on this because, to save face of everything. I had no idea that the lady that I inquired about with her before that caused her to flip out and be insultive toward my kid was her mother. I had no fucking clue of it. As a matter of fact, I never knew she was a transgender until after the fact that when they accepted her back on the site to bring her back, I got a hold of the scheduling manager and kind of chewed him a new one for permitting what happened to happen. And he's the one that dropped the bombshell on me by explaining to me that she was a transgender. If it was supposed to calm me down, it didn't. It actually infuriated me. Why? Because she made some very innuendo sexual comments about my daughter. And I don't have to get in the same faces to explain to you as to what I'm meaning by that. You can put two and two together on that one. And it's what infuriated me about her in the first place. And so there was tension already there between this guard and me. Did I want any problems? Absolutely not. Didn't want any issues. But come the third week of this silent treatment between her and I, when I showed up there, her mother and her drives a similar type of vehicles. They look identical to each other. The only difference that I can tell between the two of them damn cars is that her mother's third brake light was embedded into the glass on the bottom portion of the window, of the back window of her car. But her daughter or son, or however you want to label it, her third brake light is embedded into the spoiler of her car. So the night I went back, I figured, God, maybe they did the right thing and had her come back instead of her. Like that makes sense, right? But anyways, so I go back. I see that she's backed into the parking space in front. So I couldn't just drive up to see the back end to know if it was her or her mom. So I got out to investigate it. If it was going to be her, then I was just not even going to waste my breath. Just go back, sit in my car, and just wait till 12 o'clock and until she walks out of the building. No big deal, right? No, obviously it was a big deal. Because we were being backed into the space, I got out of my car to walk up to see, which car it was. I wasn't thinking I was doing anything wrong. By the time I get to the back of the vehicle, next thing you know, I hear ch-chum, and I look back. She kicked the door open. She's like, "What are you doing taking pictures of my car?" And I was like, "Huh? The fuck?" And I didn't say a word to her, no nothing. I sat there and walked her. I figured, okay, well, this isn't going to go good. I walked back to my car. Didn't say a word to her, didn't do anything because I didn't want to escalate anything. I had no clue she was going to do what she did. When she pulled this stunt as far as calling the police and saying that she got all this, I know she was doing it to get even with me. She was trying to get even with me because I had her removed from the site. Well, now that my company figured out what threat she really posed, they terminated her employment. So I went through a lot with that. Hey, Sherry. Captain Red. Bulldog, hell yeah. How have you been, brother? I've been doing good. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to hang in there. Well, anyways, to make a long story short, guys, I don't have any communication with either of them people. I don't know if my scheduling manager tried to fuck with me or not, but about a month or so ago, working out at this new location that this company that I work at has. He scheduled her mother to work here, and the lady was being all flaky with me to a point that I called our company on Monday morning and told them I don't have any issues with her or anything like that, but I don't want them putting her scheduling her anywhere that I'm working. Now, granted, her mother still works over at the other site that I work at, but there's no communication between her and I. There's no connection. In other words, she works a different shift. She works over the weekend. I don't even come until much later. Um, so I never see her, which is a good thing. But I told the company, I says, doing it like this is like a conflict of interest. And I'm expressing to them that I don't want anything to do with her or her daughter or son or however she wants to label her kid as. That's her business. But I don't want any contact whatsoever from them by person, by phone, by anything of any means of anything. Being how they still have that mother working at the site that I'm at, it's concerning to me. Because like I said, the mother, she stalked me. She stalked me for a while. When I got out of jail, she stayed in the parking lot all night that night. The next day, she sat there and came back, or, the next following week when I worked out there to relieve her again, she stayed in the parking lot for, the whole night through. When I got a hold of my company, they didn't want to come out and deal with it. They just told me, just leave it be. And I left it be. Never approached her vehicle, never told her she was doing anything wrong. I didn't want to give her any excuses that would say that I was harassing her in any way. The property that I'm at has two other agencies that go through it. One of them works for the management group, which controls the entire property that I'm at. Well, being told my company wouldn't do anything about it because it made me feel very uncomfortable knowing that my company was allowing this lady to be like that, to where that it made me feel very intimidated by her doing the things she was doing. They had decided, well, I talked to that security agency, and she had no problem going up and telling her, you can't stay here in the parking lot. You have to leave the property. I guess from according to what she told me is that she snapped at her and told her that she worked there and that she had no business kicking her out or anything like that. She backed off, did her thing, and then shortly thereafter, I guess she decided she wanted to leave the property. Probably not to cause problems with that guard agency. But she did that for another 2 or 3 weeks before she got the hint she wasn't going to back off. And she finally stopped staying on that property. So, me feeling intimidated by the whole situation, I don't know. I think it's made me sick. I think it's made me sick to the point that I'm literally physically sick. As you guys know, I went through the hospital, had my gallbladder removed. You know, I'm hearing from folks telling me that if I've gotten this type 2 diabetes, it may have been brought on by stress dealing with this situation. I don't believe that to be so, but who knows? I don't know. You guys give me food for thought, you know, as far as what to do about this type of situation. You know, I went and filed charges to have her charged with falsifying a police report because what she did to me wasn't right. It wasn't good. It wasn't appropriate. And I think the police department should have known better. I think they could have done their job a little more better than what they did. But like I've said before, I don't fault the police officer. I think the police officer was trying to do what he could within the circumstances with the, you know, but I think it was just a little too thick there. You know, it wasn't until the police officer was literally taking me to jail that he explained to me why they were taking me to jail. You know, I was wondering why the hell they were even there. They never even explained any of that. They wanted my story as to what occurred, and I told them what occurred. In no way, shape, or form did I ever tell them that I struck her with my car. But according to the police officer stated to me that he saw her go up the hood of my car, roll off, and fall to the ground. And when I mentioned this to her attorney felt a little concerned by it. And, you know, from day one, guys, I tried to get a copy of that police report that she made. They wouldn't give it to me. They feel that I was not the victim, that it was her that was the victim. And they didn't feel that I was entitled to a copy of that report. Well, after I made this statement to her attorney felt that it was appropriate for me to know. So he sent me a copy of that police report. And I thank him for it because it only proved that the police officer that was trying to collaborate what he is stating that he saw is false too. Because like I said, you guys go back, you guys have seen that video. I'm sure you guys have. In no way, shape, or form, any part of her statement shows anything that's depicted in that video. Now, I am a member of Legal Shield, and I got a hold of them concerning the situation. The number one thing they told me to do is to take that video down, which was very disturbing to me as to why they would make that type of recommendation. Stress. Sherry says stress. I never heard of stress causing diabetes. Neither did I. But I've had people tell me that stress can bring on illness in a person, and that it's possible that something like that could have occurred. When I went into the police department, when I got booked into the police department, they took my blood pressure, and they said that my blood pressure was through the roof. They thought that if I couldn't calm down from the situation that took at hand, that they felt that I was gonna go into a heart attack. So I was very stressed at the situation that she put me in. I mean, I was scared shitless that night because I literally thought she was pulling a gun on me. I had I had no way of verifying it. All I know is that she made a knee jerk reaction of pulling her hands up from her waistband to her front side, like she was aiming something at me through my car. So I laid on the gas and peeled out and got the hell out of there. I got away from the situation. So I was in fear for my life. Didn't know why she was doing what she was doing. Because even the police officer made a statement to me. It's not illegal to take a picture of a person's car. And I boldly told him I didn't do anything of the sort. I didn't take any pictures of her car. And I handed my phone to the police officer and said, "Here, if you can find a picture of her car on my phone, you can stand. I can stand convicted of it. But I'm telling you, I didn't take any pictures of her car. I just wanted to see the back end of her car to see if it was her car or her mother's car. Because from what I was told from my scheduling manager is that she was her daughter or son or whatever she wants to classify her as." So being how they drove this similar type vehicle, you know, I just wanted to know for sure who it was I was going to be dealing with that night. Because I was already stressed out at the fact that my company was making me work around somebody that made me feel very uncomfortable working around, especially after he dropped that bombshell saying that she was a transgender. Not that being a transgender has anything to do with it in general, but of what she had made in her own statements of what she said that was derogatory about having sex with my daughter. So she created a very unhealthy um, workplace for me by doing what she did. And my scheduling manager made it that much more uncomfortable when he put her back on the schedule. All I can do as far as if there's anything that can come out of this is to learning anything. I guess I'd have to say that if you feel that uncomfortable working around somebody, quit and go work somewhere else, because the stress that it's going to ensue on you just isn't worth it. It ain't worth it. It's not worth ever making a problem for yourself or for anybody else, or you know, and it's not worth it to keep your mouth shut either. It can cause a problem. If anybody who's anybody knows me, I'm a very easygoing person to get along with. And it doesn't matter what nationality you are, what your sexual preferences is with me. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. My only thing is if you're into doing the work that you're doing, do your job, do it the best you can, and leave the stressful crap at home. Don't bring drama to the workplace. It's just not worth it. But yeah, the reason why I haven't been streaming is because of this type of stress. You know what it can end up doing. Because I do agree with some of the things that an attorney does tell you to do to keep off from social media. You know, I don't want to create problems for her. I don't want to create problems for the police department. Stress can cause a lot of stuff, even cancer. Well, I hope not, but you never know. It came from Pink Sparkle. Sorry, Pink Sparkle. Sorry. Mm. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I don't know. I know stress can cause a lot of problems, but yeah, yeah, I was very stressed over the whole situation. But you know, now I don't think there's anything, you know, necessarily wrong with her mother, but I think it's just in the best interest that there should not be any form of contact between her and I, because I really don't have, even though she did some weird, freaky stuff. Um, uh, you know, like I said, I don't want problems even with her. And even though she hasn't caused me a whole great deal of stress, I just would much rather not have any form of contact with her because of her relation with her. Game Junkies 316. Hey, he says, what's up? Well, brother, you might have to go back and watch the beginning of the stream to find out. But yeah, I know it's been a while since I've streamed, guys, and I do appreciate you coming in. Anybody new coming into the channel, if you like streams like this, please give it a big thumbs up and give it a subscribe. Why not? It won't hurt. You know, subscription's free. And give the bell a tickle. You know, let it know that you want to get all the streams or videos that I put out. So, and guys, I'm still looking for an editor, by the way. I do need, because I don't know how to do editing and stuff like that. And that's another thing. When I put that last video up, depicting the situation, there's one thing that that adjuster was trying to get at me that made her think that maybe she told me that she thought that maybe somehow my car pushed her off and stuff like that, and it had nothing to do with that because, like I told her, my car never made any contact with her whatsoever. And I looked over that video over and over again and realized that because I had used an editor program to put it together, I had found out that you can join those clips, you know, from, you know, because the files are short files, you know, for transport, you know, so that way you can email them and stuff. It makes it easier to do. Um, So what I did is it showed that you could drag and drop. and make it towards one stream. And when I did that, it came out all glitchy and stuff like that. This is another reason why I have to send a copy of that thumb drive off to that attorney so he can see what I'm seeing. And this adjuster, I sent her a copy of it, but supposedly they can't view it on any program they got. Andrew has my bro. Hey, die hard, bro. There you go. But yeah, so I've been keeping a lot of this off from social media because I don't, But now when they're talking about doing something like taking things into arbitration, I'm not about keeping things private. I'm sorry. I think she was a criminal. I think something should be done about that legally. They're telling me that, I do anticipate on doing this, folks, and I am going to need as much help as I possibly can. I am going to need a lot of help because I cannot afford attorney fees or anything like that, and so I do need help because I do anticipate on countersuing her. Unfortunately, according to the attorney, I have to beat my case first. They have to be able to go in there to show that I didn't do anything, that I didn't do what she was proclaiming, which that's the easy part. Because like I said, I got the video to prove it. Video doesn't lie. But I don't understand why the state district attorney's office refused to prosecute her for a crime. It's against the law. You can't do shit like that. Call the police and make a false allegation that leads to a person's arrest. That's not good. Now the police department saved face. They brushed this shit under the rug. They want to fucking bury it. And I don't know why the police department would want to bury it. Maybe it had something to do with the attorney that I got on my back that sat there and submitted a letter with them, trying to get to the gist of it. They want to get as far away from this as possible. Because as I got arrested that following night, they kicked me out with no charges. They had no evidence, no proof to say that I did anything of the sort. And when I called up the police department, when I went back to my job and I got the footage off the surveillance system, I wanted that police officer to come back out because as I showed and I looked through that surveillance part, the side viewpoint, which is the front side of the building, was the only clip that her mother, and by the way, that's another thing. Her mother came back and she posed as a supervisor with our company, which I'm sure she had to have broken a law over doing that. Now I'm certain that she probably didn't even tell them that was her kid either. Because had that been the situation, the police officers would have kicked her out of the building as well and not left them two alone. In fear of collaborating stories that could have hindered their investigation. The thing of it was, folks, is I was very calm and cool and collected with that police officer, explaining to him that I had a supervisor en route. And the supervisor told me he was going to come. Well, when I was there talking with them, they said his supervisor was there. And I told him point blank, I don't see an armed force security vehicle out in our parking lot. So I don't believe that there's a supervisor. Well, they huddled out. They went back in the building for a little bit, and then they came back out and put me in cuffs and put me in the back seat of a car. So, I mean, there's a lot to this, a lot to it. I did nothing wrong. Now, the attorney made a statement to me stating that, proving fictitiousness on her behalf would be a hard thing to prove. But I beg to differ on that too, because I took copies of the footage of the intervention between her and I as I was relieving her and stuff like that, and even up to that point that she got derogatory about my kid. And I mean, granted, I was pretty hot that night, and I said some things that I meant because I don't take back not a bit of it. Because you don't tell a person to their face that they've had sex with your kid. That's very disturbing. And as far as I'm concerned, my company should have kept her off of that site. Rather that or remove me and put me somewhere else to where I wouldn't have to look at her or be around her anymore. Either way, the problem would have been solved. But yeah, I think that would be an easy thing to prove. I think it'd be a very easy thing to prove. But yeah, I think she should go through what I went through. Because here, guys, look, she not only jeopardized my life once that night, she jeopardized my life for the second time. Why? You might want to say, would she have jeopardized my life for the second time? Well, we were going through a pandemic. We were dab smack in the middle of a pandemic where social distancing was something that we were supposed to be doing. Well, I'm sorry to say because I don't think the police department's ever got that memo about social distancing. When they handcuff you and take you into jail, they handcuff you right next to other people. There's no 6 feet distance between them. And I'll be goddamn that they didn't stick me in a cell that was so filthy, guys. Um, I mean, the filth was just unbearable. I even made a comment to the guards of, if they were ever going to clean the cell I was in. And the most they could tell me is, well, we can bring you over some cleaning material, which they never did. I stayed in that cell all the way until the night to where they kicked me out with no charges. I was so paranoid of the situation because I've never heard of a jail doing something like that. That I went and retained an attorney right away, and the attorney acted on my behalf very quickly. Mind you, when I got arrested and got put into that jail, I was deprived my right to legal counsel of any kind. I couldn't reach out to an attorney. So This is an ongoing thing, and I just don't. I wish for the nightmare to end. It's ridiculous. Another thing that bothers me is the fact that my company, they have made it. There's selective people that can see your schedule. Okay, my permissions off of their program only provides me with my schedule only. But other people that have logged in on our program can see not only their schedule, but the other guards that work on that property's schedule. And that's concerning to me as well. D'Angelo says, just asking if you are doing what? Doing a panel because sometimes I forget that I link in the chat. An hour and one of my streams would love to chat with you. I haven't in. Yeah, I haven't put the link up yet. I suppose I could do that. Okay, here comes the link. There's the link, folks. If anybody wanting to come up on panel, want to talk about some of the stuff, I guess it's okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard my first boop. Hold on, I'll get you here in a second. Hold on. There we go. My man D'Angelo, you're going on in 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4. Okay, 3. Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Man, I haven't seen you in like forever.
Yeah, I did a panel recently, had Austin on.
Oh wow, cool, right on.
Yeah, Austin did a cool vlog there in his small town where he showed a flea market. Man, the flea market looks awesome in the States. And that's apparently a small town. They don't even
Oh,
have flea markets like that in the biggest city in New Brunswick. That's just a small town.
wow.
It was cool. He gave us a little tour. Small
Wow.
town.
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I used to live in a small town when I lived up in Minnesota. I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was on Austin's birthday. He did a vlog on his channel, 30-minute one. That gave us a
Oh,
tour of the whole flea market and a little bit of the town.
wow.
And it's funny in the vlog you can see a nice small town police officer actually stopping just to say hi. You never
Uh,
get around here because they got those government RCMP there, and they're not like right friendly like the small town police in the States.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. You're in Canada, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's right. I wish the police were like that here. They don't just stop to see you to say hello. It's only if they want to try to pin a crime on you. Here,
Oh, really?
they're not nice here, the RCMP.
Well, that happens a lot here in the States, believe it or not, especially when you live in a metropolitan area.
Yeah, they don't usually give me trouble. It's just if the only time they'll stop me is trying to pin something on me, but they never can because I didn't do anything.
Oh, wow.
But that
Well,
is, oh, it would be nice if they would stop for a hello, like you seen in Austin's video. The cops that said, "Hey, how you doing, man?" and fist bumped Austin.
yeah, the small towns, man, cops are really friendly, really cool.
Yeah, that's how they should act with everyone. Right. Like they wonder why they have some issues when people like they should want to give a good impression, you know. Some people are brainwashed and think all cops are bad and stuff. When the odd officer does something wrong and makes like them get a bad impression of police for the rest of their lives, especially if they're a young kid when it happens. You know, if people should like the cops, they freaking keep protect them. You know,
Yeah, well, it should be that way, but nowadays it's not like that anymore.
like if it wasn't for the cops, man, they freaking murders or and everything, just doing whatever they want. When you see certain Democrat-run states, there's a bunch of looting and all that. But all in the Republican states where they have allowed their police to stop it, not defunding the police like the Democrat states,
Hmm.
you see a major difference. That's why apparently the Walmarts all in Chicago shut down.
In Chicago?
Yeah, because they kept looting the Walmart.
Yeah, they've been doing that in some of the areas out here as well.
Oh, I don't get any people.
And they've been doing shutdowns. I mean, a lot of Walgreens are shut down.
We'll burn out paper.
Some Walmarts came.
Thank you.
Yeah, here it's a small town I live in, but they still got the government. They don't have small town police. It's RCP and the officers get tweaked up. They're from like different cities and they
Mm.
have to leave to another city. I know that's this one who tried to accuse me of burning down my own house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even though I'm the one who saved the whole family too. My mom didn't know how to work a fire extinguisher.
Oh, wow.
If I wasn't there when that happened, she would have lost her life. And the cops tried to pin it on me. Well, no, just one.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, with a cop from Boston or something who became an RCMP officer.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know this about polygraph tests. I actually didn't do it, and they said in the polygraph tests they said I was lying. So they obviously rigged it.
Yeah.
The hell, good thing that it's not admissible in court. Yeah, that is rigged. I someone tries to burn the house down, I save everyone, and they literally rig a polygraph test. Apparently, they're allowed. In certain places, apparently, here police can rig it, and they like a confession out of you as a way to trick you. That's freaked up.
I think another thing that saved my bacon through the whole ordeal is that even when I was sitting in the back seat of the cop car, I was telling him, look, she was the one that's being aggressive. If you look, I said, if you've seen the front part, you'll see that she comes completely out into the parking lot. I didn't even anticipate on wanting to go past her. If she'd have stayed where she was, I would have just parked right there in the front and would have just sat still until 12 o'clock. But being how she did that, I read her body language and I just knew that some bad juju was coming if I was pulled off in front of her. So when she made that statement in the police report saying that she tried to accost me at my front door, that only confirms my suspicion that had I pulled into the front parking space right there, she was anticipating on doing that. And God only knows if she was going to get physical. And, I didn't want that. I wanted to de-escalate whatever the situation was coming about. That's why I walked back to my car. Hopefully she would, stop tweaking on whatever it was she was on. And I know her statements to the police department were false because she said that after she fell to the ground, she got up and she called 911. If she called 911, what was her mother doing there? What it is, she got up and she called her mother and she had her mother come out. And then she called 911. That's what I think happened. That's the way it shows because it showed that her mother was there before the police even showed up.
Check this out, Bulldog. What I scored from a pawn shop. Fallout New Vegas for PS3, and it has the Blockbuster game cover on it. See,
Oh, wow. That's a good game.
$5 for it. Remember, it was $59.99 when it first came out.
Oh, wow.
Blockbuster cover probably makes it worth more with that than collecting PS3 games. On shops and thrift shops for $5 each. It's good because a lot of those games are worth way more. I got Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year edition it was for $5 and it's worth like 40 some dollars the game. It's pretty decent, eh? You can actually profit from that. Yeah, I'll show you the game collection over here. It's pretty decent. The PS3 games. New ones because the older ones are going to go way up in value. See?
Oh, wow. Which one's that one?
Call of Duty World at War.
Oh, wow.
And I got Fallout 3 as well. That's about like it's like a nuclear DC. It's kind of like Skyrim. This Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year edition.
Oh, wow.
This one comes with the zombies. The original $5 BioShock Infinite. got Grand Theft Auto 4. See? This one you can still play online on it. And it's still pretty active, actually. There's still people playing online. Online on the PS3 is shut down. You know, Bulldog?
Do what now?
The GTA 5 online there, you played that before there? It's shut
Yeah.
down on the PS3. Like,
It's shut down on PS3. What do you mean?
yeah, they shut down the online server for GTA 5. It's funny,
Oh,
but you can still play GTA 4 online though. No transaction either. You just get all your guns. They're all over the map. So you don't thing.
oh, I don't know. I don't play GTA online.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I got a pretty decent sized PS3 game collection. Mafia 2. The photo was set in the 1950s.
Mm.
That one's a pretty good game. And the PS3 is in good condition too. It was refurbished when I got it. That means like they have it all cleaned out and the thermal paste changed.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3 that wasn't opened, it probably wouldn't really work right now. Paste would be too old in the system.
Oh yeah.
I wish when I was younger, I really wish I bought PS1 games that are being sold for 99 cents each. And now they're like almost $300 a game.
Oh really?
PS1 games.
For which game?
It's a bunch of different PlayStation 1 games like Crash, Bandicoot, all that.
Oh wow.
And I remember when I was like 10 years old, they were selling it at a pawn shop for 90 some cents. If I invested 90 cents in a bunch of those games, I would get like 300 each. That's what's probably that. Since I saw that, I can tell that's what's gonna happen with the PS3 games. Once they release like the new PlayStation 6, once it becomes like a fourth generation.
Oh, they're trying to come out with the PS6 already, huh?
No, if they come out with when they come out with the PS6, when that eventually comes out, the PS3 games I'm pretty sure are gonna go to like almost $300 each, like the PS1 games. Because it's the same thing happening right now. I can get the PS3 games right cheap.
Yeah, I'm just not much into gaming anymore. I used to be heavily into it, but
Yeah, right now I got Fallout New Vegas on the PS3. Right on here.
Fallout Vegas?
Fallout New Vegas. It's set in Las Vegas area.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
The power armor I got. It's the most powerful power armor. I had to use videos to find that power armor. The game's pretty difficult. Some of the parts. Like the power armor was in a spot that doesn't even look like it's a part of the map either. That was what was weird. So you never guess it to be there. But this power armor is the most powerful one in the game. What the heck kind of glitch is this?
I guess for as long as this lady's pulling this little stunt that she's pulling, I've just been basically staying off of YouTube and all that.
Yeah, me, I've been off YouTube for a little bit. It was like just a couple days ago was my first stream in probably 20 days. So try to do one every now and then because I enjoy chatting with people. Yeah,
Yeah,
and stuff.
I enjoy that. I do. I like coming up here and talking with folks and getting to know other people and stuff like that and just having fun.
Yeah.
YouTube makes it hard anymore.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of trolls and so you just gotta learn to be able to ignore them, you know. I got a lot of people who are trying to claim that I'm burning down buildings in Camelton and stuff. There's trolls saying that about me.
I'm not bothered by trolls. They don't bug me. But when YouTube pulls the video down and strikes you for something you didn't even do in the first place, it's
Yeah, they did that all the time. I was talking about talking badly about the Prime Minister of Canada, and they gave me a strike for apparently spreading misinformation about the U.S. election, the 2020 election. Even though I wasn't talking about the U.S. election, I was talking about the Canada election. And they said I was spreading misinformation about the U.S. election.
oh, weird. Well, they told me that I put out medical misinformation, nothing a part of the stream that they were saying that it occurred on, because they give you that video as they pull it from it. And I looked all throughout it, and there was nothing medical mentioned in it, period, none whatsoever. And when I contested it to say that, hey, you show me where there's anything medical being let into it, you know, they struck it and stood by it and said that it violated their terms of service of medical misinformation.
Yeah,
I lost it. I just said forget it.
times before YouTube. Like I had an old video that I did, which was basically a reaction video. I didn't say anything wrong in it, and they gave me a strike for a reaction video saying it was bullying and harassment. But many other YouTubers made this same reaction video and were fine.
Yeah.
And I told them that too, and they're like, they just stuck with it. Still, they're like, no, it counts as that.
Yeah, well, I thought it was funny that I was handed down some information that I did research on it, looked it over to make sure that if I was displaying it or putting it up, it was that it was 110% correct. And when I did that video, they struck it as medical misinformation. And when I contested that one, I said, listen, you can go down to the CDC website. It's on their website. It's put out. If you're thinking that I was doing it, it was put out by the CDC. Nope, they let it stand. Like y'all, a bunch of yo-yos. So when they struck a video of mine that didn't have any medical misinformation, any medical talk of any kind throughout it, I just said, the hell with YouTube. YouTube is just going to do what YouTube is going to do. Man, I got to tell you, I got a newfound respect there for Elon Musk. He let him have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you catch that video that he put out lately?
Yeah, where he told them to go F themselves.
Yeah, he told them literally to go fuck themselves if they thought they were going to bribe him by putting their shit on his platform, thinking they were going to buy their way through their crap. He told them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
And he told them point blank, don't advertise when, they're not welcomed. And I feel the same way. I do. I can give a flying hoot. If I gave a flying hoot, I'd continue doing streams, right?
Mm.
Because I kind of feel if they're going to limit it, I mean, hell, you take all the precautions. You know, you set your channel up to be an adult channel. You know, because you're going to be doing 18 plus things, and next thing you know, they want to criticize you for doing 18 plus things, and it makes no sense.
Mm.
None whatsoever. I mean, granted, we're not doing nudity or anything like that. You know, that's completely, even if you are adult kind of ordeal content, they still are touchy about that. So nobody does it. Nobody does it. No one even tries to attempt to go on that avenue to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, this is how I do my gaming streams. I use this controller and connect it to my phone and use StreamYards to screen record it. And the only thing I can stream though is like Super Nintendo and N64 and probably PS1 games. Because
Yeah.
if I try streaming the PS2 games, they won't run. It'll glitch right out. It's not powerful enough the phone to do that.
You know, there's only one reason why I put my channel as 18 plus. It's because of the language.
Mm.
You know, to me, I don't think kids should be listening to the streams that I put out. Because every now and then a fuck will come out, or, you know, some type of swear word or another. And it's not for the faint at heart. It's not for kids to be listening to. But, you know, when a kid comes out and they make a fake account, I do what I can to block them. But even though you block, get this. Tell me if this makes sense. You know, on the short end, when them shorts come out, did you know on shorts you can block a person's shorts, period, if it offends you or you don't like it or something like that? You can prevent them putting their stuff out with you by simply clicking on that you don't prefer it, and their videos will not come up with you anymore at all. Why can't they do that for their streams and for the videos that you know? Because that's a way of blocking a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can do that, but they choose not to. YouTube pretty much likes conflict. They like problems. They can fix the issues that they've got, but they choose not to.
Yeah, you should try doing some streams on Twitter with Elon Musk running it.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah, might be better to do streams on Twitter with Elon Musk running it.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do that. I've never done any. I didn't even know you could do streams on
I did
X.
streams before on there. I don't know if you can do panels like from StreamYards. I don't know if that's an option on there or not. It might be.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I was able to stream on Twitter before.
Let's see. Let me look at the comments here real quick. I don't want people to think I'm ignoring them. Turn it in. So try the.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Egg,
Bathroom.
eggnog. Captain Red says he's going to be making some eggnog. Eggnog. That's cool. Pretty stoked to try the recipe I found. It's got bourbon, And 1 minute. Well, anyways, guys, that's why I've been staying off of the streaming and stuff like that. You know, and I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And, you know, like I've said before, way back in the past, if you get into, I don't know, legal issues and stuff like that, probably is better to keep off of social media kind of ordeal. But, you know, when the shit gets out of hand, what can you do? You know, I mean, to me, to tell a person that they may put something in private, you know, doing something like arbitration type deal, that's concerning. You know, that's like saying you got something to hide. You know, let's keep it private, keep it out of the public's eye. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a good thing. Because if that is the way that they're going to go, I'm going to shut that shit down. Because I want this person prosecuted for what she did to me. Even if I was to get out of this whole ordeal where she'd go spend one day in that damn jail, that filthy jail that I stayed in, would be satisfying to me.
Yeah, the PS3 remotes were made better than my friend got the new PlayStation 5 and his controller got stick drift in just a few months.
Oh, yeah?
Having it. It's an $80 controller and now he's basically out $80. That's where like the stick is stuck doing that on the inside when
Uh,
nothing's happening on the outside.
is that the PS3 controller?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. Was made in 2008 and still works perfectly, no stick drift.
Hmm.
But the new console, the PS5, my buddy's controller got stick drift in just a few months. And
Oh, wow.
now he's out an $80 controller.
My PS4 controllers work good. They work great.
The PS4 controllers were all right. It's the new PS5 controllers that are having that problem.
Hmm. You know, I wonder if you can use a PS4 controller on a PS5. I bet
Yeah,
you can.
it doesn't work the same. Like the shocks don't work. You can only connect it with the Bluetooth pairing system.
Oh, yeah?
So the things like the shocks and stuff don't work. Yeah. The thing I don't like about the PlayStation in general, if you try to connect any other controller with the Bluetooth, it'll let you use it to scroll the menu, but it won't let any of the controls work for a game.
Hmm.
But if you use a PlayStation controller's Bluetooth thing, it'll work. It's like they do that to make you only able to use that kind of controller. That's why I want to get a modded PlayStation 3. You hear about those?
Modded PlayStation 3?
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
I definitely want to get one of those. That's where it'll basically let you be able to play a bunch of Super Nintendo games and everything on it. You can play games from different consoles.
Oh, wow.
And when you mod the PS3, you can use any controller you want on it. You can use PS5 controller, Xbox controller. The only way to do that without modding it is you gotta buy like an expensive adapter that's almost $60, and that's for just one type of controller. You have to buy another adapter for another type of controller.
Oh, wow.
an adapter that tricks your system into thinking it's an official controller. I don't know why they make it so complicated. I don't have to do that with my phone. If I connect the controller through Bluetooth, I can just connect an Xbox, PlayStation controller right to my phone.
Hmm.
And you can do that with the computer as well. When you game on the computer. Probably another reason why I seen this console, the Steam Deck it's called. That's out. Should definitely be looking to get one of those. Hey, Bulldog. They're pretty.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Bulldog. You ever hear of the Steam Deck console?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it's a cool console. It's basically you if you get that system, it looks like a Nintendo Switch, and it goes for I think $3.99 US, and you basically can connect any controller you want, connect it to any TV or anything, and you can run any PS3 game, PS4 game, and you can get those games for free too because you can run it on the emulator.
Oh, wow.
You just go on Google and you search up any PS3 game, you search up the name of it, and then you type in PS3 or PS4 ROM, and you can find the game file for free.
I've always been worried about using emulators because they can put viruses on your shit.
It's never happened with me, no. I've put a lot of games on my phone, and I've had the phone for a couple of years, so something would have happened to it by now. And I did the scan too. I scanned it for viruses. It doesn't say there's any viruses in it. Yeah, this controller is pretty cool. So it's got the same power or about capacity of a PS5 controller, but lasts way longer. You see, it's like
Oh,
I had to the tape. I had to use the tape to modify this thing here to go on the controller because they don't make stands for this type of controller. They only make it for PlayStation and Xbox. The thing for the phone.
Hmm.
I had to tape it and stuff so it could fit on this type of controller. And I can use it to basically make my phone a portable PlayStation 2. And all that.
Oh, wow.
I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on my phone.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, too bad the PS3 I have, it's not a moddable system. It's not a compatible model.
No?
I have to have the first one made. The PS3, the fat PS3 console. If I had one of those, I could mod the console. You pretty much have to because they don't allow you to buy PlayStation 2 games for the system. And the digital store shut down. The only way to get digital games is pirated. Or you can copy game discs itself too. When you have the PS3 system, if you have the PS3 system modded, you'll gain the option to copy games right off the disc.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah. I really wish my PS3 was moddable though, because then I would be able to play the PS2 games, San Andreas and all that, right on my on the TV and stuff. You can only really play it in the handheld or phone. Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
Be like, hello, I heard you knocking.
Mm.
You keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Right? Okay. There we go. Okay.
I'm going to church at Friday. Hey, Bulldog.
Audio.
Yeah, you go to church?
Do what now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm going to church this morning there at around 10 a.m. today. In like 2-3 hours. Yeah, I got a nice church here. The people who run it, I think, are from the States, from the U.S.
That's what happened. What happened to yours, Captain? God, I wonder how Dougie's doing. I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
call him every now and then just check up on him, make sure he's okay.
I don't know. I think I got it on Messenger. I'm not sure.
He hasn't streamed in a while, has he? Because I don't get any notifications on him if he is.
Yeah, I wonder if you pick up on Messenger. I chat with Austin on Messenger sometimes.
I know he's had problems with the internet a little bit.
Yeah, just the other day, me and Austin chatted on Messenger for a couple hours.
You and Austin did?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Austin's not in here. Yo, Bulldog!
Yeah. Yeah, Austin's pretty.
Little Miss Serena and Pie Guy.
Yeah, the trolls were trying to come at Austin last stream too. Yeah, it was crazy. Some of them were. They kept trying to trick me into letting them on so they could try to porn bomb my stream.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what I noticed after I went on Dougie's stream. I noticed there's a lot more trolls coming on in my chat. But I don't give a crap. I like Dougie. I'm gonna chat with them. I'm not gonna let them try to bully me and say that who I chat to, talk to. Dougie seems like a good guy. I'll talk to him if I want to. I don't give a crap what the trolls say.
Yeah, it's good people.
I have my own opinion. I don't blindly listen to Michael like them. Yeah, it's getting pretty cold up here in Camelton. 'Cause I live in Camelton there. That's the border town of Quebec and New Brunswick, so it's like the furthest up north. I moved here because it's cheaper here. The rent prices haven't been skyrocketed here like the other places. Like it's only went up like 100 or two here. But in Moncton, New Brunswick, it went from 600 and some a month to almost 1,500. Friggin'
Oh,
insane.
really?
Rent prices completely skyrocketed in Moncton.
Yeah, well, we have an incompetent president. Well, see, to me, I just think the United States has
Well, you
done.
gotta hear Justin Trudeau. He's basically the same as Joe Biden, man.
Oh yeah.
Even though he's a younger person, he freaking does the same stuff as Joe Biden, if not worse, because Justin Trudeau is actually allowing communist police from communist China to open up stations near Toronto. Like that's frigged up, eh? And he apparently received like $150,000 from the Chinese government. Yeah, Trudeau's definitely insanely corrupt here, just as bad as Biden, pretty much. The one thing good
Biden
about
likes Biden likes to think he's untouchable.
yeah,
Our
in,
Congress is
yeah,
looking.
in Canada here, the further up north you go, the cost of living goes down. You can get places really cheap, and the pay goes higher too for jobs. I was doing a job recently. They're basically helping them put out tables and chairs for gymnasium. It was only 20 minutes work, and I got paid $25. It was pretty decent, man.
Wow.
At least I'm starting to get some work around here. Friggin' ever since that COVID thing, it's been really hard to get any work. Well,
Yeah, and companies are proclaiming that it's hard to get employees.
I mean, at least $100 this month, so that's not bad. Sucks being on the income assistance thing. I want a friggin' full-time job.
Wait,
But
you're on what?
in the welfare thing, but I still am starting to get part-time work now, so that's good. I hate being on that. Like, I'd rather have a full-time job than I could afford a full apartment. I applied everywhere in the damn town. But I should have an easier time getting work now that I actually gain some experience. gain more experience in this town specifically. It's crazy. Like, you know, at least they're finally starting to help. The freaking services there that are supposed to help you get a job here. They weren't helping for all year, but then when I got my church to pray for, actually, all of a sudden they started helping me. Crazy. Actually getting some work. And plus, they paid me $25. They gave me the boss decided to give me a bag full of food as well.
Do what now?
They gave me a bag full of food as well. The boss, in my work,
Oh,
he gave me a bag full of hamburger and sausages.
wow. What kind of work you doing?
It's there's the gymnasiums. There's one in Val-de-More and one in Atholville, where they have to have all the tables and chairs put out for certain events. And basically take out the chairs and tables for the event, and then when the event's done, to put them back. The next one it's done the next day. And it's pretty easy work. It's like it's contract work too. So like if you do, you get paid the same amount no matter what. So you can end up finishing it in 20 minutes and still get paid $25 a hour. It was only an hour. It was from Friday to Saturday, an hour Friday, an hour Saturday. It's something. I mean,
Yeah.
100 extra bucks. It's crazy. These people are saying they're hiring certain businesses like Tim Hortons and stuff. And when I apply there and constantly bug them about it, they don't freaking respond. But yet they got signs saying they're in desperate need of employees. There shouldn't be nothing wrong. I don't have a criminal record. I have a completely clean record. The only thing is I don't speak French, and there are a lot of the jobs on the list, they require French for some reason. There's friggin' roofing jobs that are listed here, but for some reason they're saying they require French. Why the hell would you need to know French for manual labor?
True. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know why the frig they got that on the listing. They're saying French is a requirement. And you do not need French for manual labor. And plus, why would they require? There's technology now like Google Translate stuff. So why the hell are they requiring French for so many jobs? Freaking dumb. That's the problem with the listing. Like most of the ones that are actually listed on the job sites are all ones that require to speak French or require a college degree.
Wow.
Try more on the reserves though. That'll be the better place. Because the reserves got a lot more going on for it than here. They have a bunch of businesses over on the reserve there. They like sell cigarettes and cheap beer and stuff. There's like a bunch of different shops people open up there. Because regularly in New Brunswick, only the government's allowed to sell alcohol. But on the reserve in Quebec, they can sell alcohol and cheaper tobacco that has no tax on it. And get like 14 a carton. So that actually, I don't encourage smoking, but at least it supplies freaking some more jobs over there. Because they pretty much have people coming from other cities to go buy cigarettes there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, from my understanding, Canada has the highest price when it comes to tobacco.
Yeah, it's like $20 a pack usually for cigarettes. But if you go over there, it's 14 a carton.
How much?
$14 a carton.
But where?
Across the bridge in the city here I live in, on the native reserve.
Oh, wow.
Imagine how much people make who own a cigarette shop over there. Because they got everyone coming from different cities. People coming from Halifax, people coming from Moncton.
Holy shit, you're taking us to your dungeon?
Yeah. Yeah, this room here is pretty nice. I know I pay $500 a month for a room here.
Oh, yeah? Is that your parents' place or?
And bed and furnishing.
Is that your parents' place or what?
No, it's just a house that they rent rooms. There's about 10 people who rent rooms here.
Oh, wow.
Not bad, 500 a month in the internet and furnishing and all that included. You know what? Here's something messed up with the Canadian government banned menthol cigarettes because they said it was a child flavor.
You know, they were trying to do that out here in California.
But
And menthol, it didn't
on
last
the
but a
reserve,
day.
see menthols. They still sell menthols on the reserve. That's $14 and it's a carton.
Oh, wow.
And the menthols are easier on your friggin' lungs, I find. Not that cigarettes are good for you the other way, but
Well, no, menthols are worse on your lungs.
I find it's easier for me because I switched from the brown tip to that. 'Cause it friggin' you don't have that nasty taste either in your mouth. But, yeah, that's why probably why more people because you can't buy menthol regularly from the stores anywhere else because they're banned. But native reserve, they got to kind of make their own law system, so they can't just ban it for them.
The only thing menthol is good for is if you got congestion. You know, it'll help clear that up. Other than that, you really shouldn't do menthol.
Oh, I prefer the menthols. They seem easier on me anyway. Because a couple months ago I was smoking the brown tip cigarettes, and then I just tried switching to the menthols, and it seemed easier on my lungs.
What is that thing?
Weight, 10-pound weight. And some weights.
Damn, that looks creepy.
Yeah.
You know why it looks creepy?
Uh,
Because you don't see any hand going up.
yeah, I got my shirt sleeve.
Looks like you're doing what you refer to as boner exercises. Yeah, baby, look at how much mine can lift. Oh my!
Yeah, I keep in decent shape, though.
Oh, there's an arm. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, the TV I got, I managed to get it for $50 off Facebook Marketplace. That's pretty good. 'Cause usually TVs that size now they cost almost $400 usually.
Mm.
And I got it for only $50 off Facebook. Someone on the reserve was selling it.
Now I get really weary about doing business off of Facebook.
Well, it's kind of different here than it probably is in the States.
Yeah, because people have been putting out videos where they've been recording their encounters with people dealing with exchanges off of Facebook, and
I hear no, mine's not
they
stolen.
come out to get robbed.
Yeah, you know why you get such good deals here mostly? It's because every person who's native here, they get check for like $15,000 from the government when they turn 18. And they end up blowing a lot of it on a bunch of stuff, and then they end up needing money for to live and stuff, and then they end up selling items they bought.
Oh wow!
Because every person who's native, they get that huge check when they turn 18. Right, that would be
Jeez.
if I was full native. Maybe I am. I should work a detective. I'm native. Because I don't grow facial hair. I only grow hair here. So maybe I am native because natives don't grow facial hair or chest hair.
Uh,
Right. Now, if I get that test and find out that, then boom, I could get a huge check. That'd be nice. And they don't pay taxes either. They can make all income and they don't have to pay income tax or pay
well,
tax.
they're Indian.
Yeah, if they got their native band card, you get a test and they find out you're full native, then you get a card that makes you don't have to pay taxes.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be sure nice if I found out I was native. I gotta get a DNA test or something. My family apparently not that they know of that I am. But never know. That would be sure awesome. And they get a free house on the reserve too. Super nice house. They don't have to pay anything for it. I got a few friends who live over there. It's weird. This is mostly French town, but the reserve they only speak English over there. So French wouldn't really be a requirement over there. Yeah, I used to live in Bathurst there. And I was living at my parents' place in Bathurst a year or so ago, a couple of years ago. And I moved up here on my own. Well, it's a lot easier to live up here though. For cheaper rent and cigarettes, everything's cheaper. And I'm up here to have a better chance of finding a job too. Because Bathurst, I could tell there was no chance of me finding a job ever there. But here is a good place because they have two different places to search for it. There's Quebec on the reserve in a different province, and then there's over here in New Brunswick. It's a border town. This is cool. I got basically New Brunswick and Quebec. And Quebec pay is higher too. Apparently. Because groceries, I think, are a higher price in Quebec. So they end up giving you a higher pay. So if you get a job on the reserve, you can get that way more higher wage for the same job, and then come back over here to buy your groceries. Like for example, there's like cookies from the grocery store in Quebec. It's like $6 for the box of cookies. One regularly over here it's $3. It's like double the price of the food in Quebec, and that's why the wages are higher and everything's.
Well, hey, my brother, I'm going to go ahead and cut off out of here. I've been on for over 2 hours
All right. All right. Talk to you later, Bulldog. Have a good day, man.
now. All right, you too.
All right. See you later.
All right, folks. Well, we are going to call it a night. If it's your first time here on today's stream, please feel free to subscribe. Click on the bell notification. This way you can be notified of all upcoming streams. So until next time, folks, I will see you on the next one. Peace. Be with you. Oh, be with you. Be with you. Be with you.